What if chasing your dream life slowly started costing more than you ever expected? For a while, New Kids on the Dock looked like the perfect escape. A young couple, endless ocean, sunsets, freedom. The kind of life people watch and think, I wish that was me. But behind those calm waters, there was pressure, money problems, and a reality most viewers never saw. And what really happened to them might change the way you see this lifestyle forever. At the center of it all were Josh and Phoebe, a young Australian couple chasing something most people only dream about: leaving normal life behind to live full-time at sea. No office, no routine, just freedom. But here's what many people don't know. Before all of this, they were living completely normal lives. Working regular jobs. Saving money, trying to build something bigger than the average path. Josh had a hands-on mindset, someone who prefers building and fixing things rather than sitting behind a desk. Phoebe, on the other hand, had a creative edge. Editing, storytelling, visual flow. She understood how to turn moments into something people feel. And when those two skills combined, that's when New Kids on the Dock was born. Their journey started with a small sailboat called Bloom. This is where their content really begins to take shape. Most of their videos aren't just about sailing, they're about learning everything from scratch. You see them figuring out how to anchor properly, navigating tight reef passages, and dealing with unpredictable weather conditions that can change in minutes. Some episodes focus entirely on repairs, fixing engines, dealing with electrical systems, or climbing up the mast to solve problems that most people wouldn't even attempt. Not a luxury yacht, not a perfect setup, just a basic boat, with a long list of problems. But that didn't stop them, because this wasn't about comfort, it was about freedom. At least, that's what they believed at the time. At first, everything felt exciting. Learning to sail, making mistakes, figuring things out together. Every challenge felt like part of the adventure. Their videos follow a pattern that feels natural but is actually very effective. They start with a problem, something broken, something urgent, something uncertain. Then the entire video becomes about solving that issue. But it's not just technical, it's emotional too. You see the pressure build, you see the doubts, and then either they fix it, or they adapt, and that unpredictability is what makes people stay till the end. And as they shared those moments online, people started watching. Then more people, then thousands, then hundreds of thousands. While exact numbers aren't publicly confirmed, estimates suggest that channels like theirs can earn anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 plus per month, depending on views, sponsorships, and audience engagement. Add in brand deals, affiliate links, and platforms like Patreon, and suddenly, their dream lifestyle becomes a business model. Some reports and fan estimates suggest their net worth could be in the range of $100,000 to $300,000, built slowly through content, partnerships, and consistent growth. Not millions, not luxury influencer level, but enough to keep the journey alive. And that's the key difference most viewers don't realize. This wasn't passive income, it was constant pressure. Because if the content stopped, the income slowed down. And if the income slowed down, the entire lifestyle was at risk. That's when things started to shift. The challenges became heavier. Deadlines became tighter. Mistakes became more expensive. One of the most intense parts of their journey comes when things go wrong on a technical level. Pumping salt water into freshwater systems isn't just a mistake, it can damage critical components of the boat. Moments like these turn into full episodes. Stress levels rise. Time becomes limited, and every decision matters. You can actually feel the pressure through the screen. And that's what makes those episodes so gripping. At one point, a major error led to saltwater being pumped into systems that weren't built to handle it. That's not a small fix. That's thousands of dollars, time lost, stress added, and suddenly, the dream started feeling different. Because this wasn't just about sailing anymore. It was about keeping everything afloat, literally and financially. And then there's the part people don't talk about enough. Viewers started noticing subtle changes. Moments that felt slightly off. Energy shifts. Less of that early excitement, not obvious, but noticeable. And in the world of YouTube, viewers notice everything. At the same time, Phoebe's presence began growing even more. Phoebe's editing plays a huge role in how the story is told. The pacing, the music, the way scenes transition, it all creates emotion. She turns simple moments into something cinematic. On her Instagram, she shares a different side, shorter clips, more personal moments, less structured, but more raw. And that combination, polished YouTube plus real Instagram, builds a deeper connection with the audience. Through her edits, her storytelling, her personal content on platforms like Instagram, she became more than just part of the channel. She became a reason people stayed, and that created another layer of pressure. Because now, it wasn't just about the journey. It was about expectations. People wanted consistency. More videos, more updates, more perfect moments. But real life doesn't work like that. Behind every clean cinematic shot, there were hours of stress, exhaustion, and problem solving. Long days turned into longer nights. A typical day for them isn't simple. It can start with checking weather conditions, planning routes, fixing something unexpected, filming everything, and then editing late into the night. There's no fixed schedule, no real break, just continuous movement. And doing that every day takes a toll. Fixing, filming, editing, again and again, and eventually, something had to change. They didn't disappear, but their content became more controlled, more selective, sometimes slower. And that shift told a story most people missed. Not of failure, but of reality, catching up. Because chasing freedom isn't always as free as it looks. So what happened to new kids on the dock? They kept going. Just differently, more aware, more controlled, more focused on sustainability instead of speed. And maybe that's the real evolution of their story. Not the dream beginning. Not the struggles in the middle. But learning how to balance both. Because in the end, this wasn't just about sailing. It was about building a life that actually works. And that takes more than passion. It takes resilience, adaptation, and knowing when to slow down. So the next time you watch a perfect ocean video, remember this: there's always more beneath the surface. What makes their story different isn't just the ocean or the travel, it's the reality behind it. The pressure, the mistakes, the growth, and the fact that they kept going anyway. So here's the real question. Would you still choose this life knowing everything behind it? Or is it only beautiful from the outside? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more deep stories like this, make sure to subscribe and share this video with someone who dreams about escaping the normal life.